Hi everyone, this is Brian Loco. I welcome you to the fourth tutorial of HomeNest, which is the real estate app we are building from scratch using FlutterFlow and then Supabase as our database. So in the previous video, we set up account page and then we display the user details in the account page. We also set up the edit profile page, which allows users to set up their profile and then update their profile. At the end of the video, we tested the app and then we confirmed it was successful and everything works perfectly. If you haven't seen the video, I highly recommended the video for you to watch so that you can go along with us. So in today's video, we are going to be adding an important feature in our app which is going to allow users to become an agent after completing their profile. So by doing that, we are going to work on a simple logic which is not hard at all in the video. But firstly, let's head to our Supabase and then add a column which is profile value. The type is going to be numeric, then it is nullable, so we can save it. So the reason why we added this profile value is because of the simple logic we are adding in our app. This display name, profile, URL, bio, first name, and then work experience. Each field has a value which is going to contribute as a percentage to the profile value. The total of all the fields is going to be 100%. So the accumulation is going to give us the profile value. If user set up the display name or profile URL, the accumulation of the display name and the profile URL is going to give us the profile value. So, for example, display name has a value of 20%. Then profile URL has a value of 20%. Bio also has a value of 20%. The first name and then the last name stands as full name, has a value of 20%. The work experience has a value of 20% as well. So the total is going to give us the full 100%. So once the user set up their profile and then it is 100%, we are going to add an action in our FlutterFlow UI to allow the user to become an agent. So let's head to our FlutterFlow. Here is our FlutterFlow. I'm going to duplicate this particular container. So once I duplicate it, I can just change this text to become an agent. Then this icon, I can change it to maybe home icon, like something like house. Okay, I can select this. Then this text, I can give it so that's that. I'm going to create another page which is become an agent page. So here is the page. Then I'm going to add an action from this page. I'm going to change this action to navigate to become an agent. So now here is become an agent page. So instead of spending too much time designing the UI live, I will quickly take a little break and then design the UI behind the scene. If you are interested in AI page gen, you can make use of it as well. So here we go again. I've created the UI behind the scene, and then this is what I've done so far. There is nothing special about what I've designed here. I have my app bar, then I have this container. So the app bar, I have a row and then two widgets, which is the icon and then the text. So that's for the app bar. And then the other container, I can just remove this widget. Then I can also remove these widgets which is not useful. And then as you can see, the other widget is a column, which I have a container, then I have another container, then also a button. So the first container contains a profile value and then a progress bar. The progress bar, I wrap it with a stack that has a container. This container has a text. It's going to display the profile value. And then also the other container, I have a column. In this column, I have row. Each row has a divider under to separate the row. So here is a list of the profile value we have to complete. So let's check out the first row and then see what is there. The first row, there is this container. Container has an icon. This icon represents the value feed. As you can see, this is profile image. We have an icon there. So the profile image icon represents the profile image. So that's what the icon is for. And then I wrap the container in a stack. This tag has a conditional builder. The conditional builder has two widgets, which is the if widget and then the else widget. The if widget has the check mark icon, and then the else widget has the information. This info widget tells the user that this field is missing, you have to fill it. After the user fill the widget, then the check mark icon, which is the success icon, is going to appear. We're going to walk through the logic step by step. So here we go. So the first thing we are going to do is to add a parameter to the page. So let's go ahead and then add a parameter. So the parameter we are going to add is user detail. It's going to be Supabase row, and then it's going to be user. It's not a list, and then it is required. So let's confirm it. Good. Now let's go back to each of the conditional builder. So we are going to bind each conditional builder to the profile they are into. For instance, this conditional builder is into display name profile. So we are going to bind it based on the conditional value, and then single condition. The first value is going to be the user details. Then we are going to get the row feed, select the display name. If the display name is set and not empty, then we are going to confirm it. If the display name is set and not empty, we want to see this check mark icon. Else, we want to see this error container, which is the information that this display name is not set yet. Then let's go ahead and then do the other container. So we are going to bind the other conditional builder based on the profile picture. We are going to select the single condition, and then user details. We are going to get a row feed, which is the profile URL. If the profile URL is set and not empty, you want to see this check mark icon. Else, we are going to see the error check mark. Then the full name. We are going to set the full name based on the conditional value. But this time around, it's not going to be single condition, it's going to be combined condition. So the combined condition is going to be the first combined condition is going to be single condition. So we are going to select the single condition and then select the user details. Let's get the row feed. The first name is set and not empty. Let's copy this and then paste the value here. We are going to change this from first name to last name. So what we just did here is, if the first name is set and not empty, and then the last name is set and not empty, so that's complete full name. Then you want to see this check mark icon. else we want to see the error. So for the bio, we are going to do the same thing for the bio and then the same thing for the work experience. So here we go. I've done that. We still have one more error left here, which is the parameter. We can just pass the page parameter from the user role we queried. So we can select the user Supabase role. So that's all. You should have this error done. That's it. What I'm going to be doing next now is to get the Supabase schema. So let's go right to our settings and then get a schema. As you can see, we have the new profile value here. So we are going to display the profile value in this text. So I have text combination here. Then I'm going to select the user details and then pick the profile value. I can just give it number format. So after the number format, I can give it a default value of 0. Then the text combined, I have percentage here, which is going to represent how many percent we have in our profile value. So I'm going to copy the value and then paste the same thing in the text here. So here we go. So let's work on the progress value. This progress value is going to be an inline function. So we can go ahead and then add an inline function. So where is our inline function? We add an argument. We can just say profile value. We can just say var1. So the var1 is going to be double. And then the value is going to be from the user details. And then it's going to be the profile value. So the expression is going to be var1 divided by 100. Let's check the error and then see if it's going to work. We have no error. So let's confirm. I would like to change the progress bar color. So we can just go to the progress color and then bind it based on the conditional value. So this conditional value is going to be single condition. We can say if the profile value is probably is less than 20, we can give it maybe error color. Else, if it is else, we can give a single condition again, and then if the profile value, you can get the row feed and then select the profile value. If the profile value is maybe less than 80, if it is less than 80, then we can give it the primary color. Else, we can give it the sources color instead. So let's confirm the changes. Good. So after that, what we are going to be doing now is to go to our edit profile page. We are going to add an action to this button to update our user role. So on the action, we can just add an action. This action, before we add an action, let's set up action output. Output can be user detail. So the other action we are going to add here is going to be update Supabase role. We are going to update Supabase role. The role is going to be user role, and then we are going to add a machine role, which is the ID is equal to authenticated user ID. So that's that. So we are going to add a field to update. The field to update is going to be profile value. Now the value to update is going to be inline function. So the work of this inline function is to add the profile value from the action output and then add everything together and give us one value. I don't know if you are getting this. With the inline function, we are going to add the display name, the profile URL, the bio, the full name, and then the work experience. We are going to add all the value together using inline function. So the result is going to give us the profile value. So let's go ahead and then do that now. So we can add the arguments. We're going to add the 5 arguments. So the first argument is going to be display name. So the display name is going to be double. It's going to be double. Now we are going to bind it based on the conditional value. So the conditional value is going to be single condition. Now the single condition is, so if action output user details, if action output user detail, we are going to select the item at index, then the first item. We are going to get the row field and then the display name. If the display name is set and not empty, then the value should be 20. Else it should be 0. Then we are going to confirm it. I would like to copy the variable and then paste it in var2. So this is going to be profile image instead of display name. I'm going to select the profile URL. So if the profile URL is set and not empty, the value should be 20, else it should be 0. Then this should be profile URL. Then I'm going to paste the action here again. This time around, I'm going to select the bio. The name, I'm going to write bio. So the var4, I'm going to paste the variable and then select work experience. So I can type in work. So the var5, I'm going to paste the variable and then this is going to be combined condition instead of single condition. So the first condition is going to be first name. The first value is going to be first name. If the first name is set and not empty, and I'm going to paste the action here as well below. So I'm going to copy this variable and then paste the variable here and call this last name instead of first name. So I'll call this last name and then confirm the variable. I'll also confirm the variable here. So if the first name and then the last name is set, and not empty. So the value is going to be 20, s is going to be 0. So I'll confirm the variable. I can just call the name full name. What I'll do now is to add the total value together. Before that, I'm going to change this from string to double, and then change the value from string to double. I'll change the work from string to double. Also the full name from string, I'll change it to double. So what I will do now is to add the total value together. I will add the display name. I want the display name plus profile URL plus bio and then plus work plus full name. So I'm going to check the error if there is any error. So we have no error. So we are going to confirm it, and then after we complete our profile, then decided to become an agent, on top of this button, we should add an action to change the role from ordinary user to an agent. Before that, we are going to go to our Supabase and then add another column, which is user is an agent. That's going to be a boolean. So let's add to our Supabase and do that. Here is my Supabase. I'm going to add another column. The name of the column is agents. So this is going to be boolean. Default value, if default value is going to be false, I can disable this nullable, then save. So let's add to our FlutterFlow and get the schema. So here is the schema. So we can add the action. Then this is going to update user role. The feed, so the matching role is going to be ID is equal to the authenticated user ID. Then the feed to update is going to be is agents. It's going to update it to true. And then it should navigate us from here to agent page. So let's go ahead and then create another page and call the page agent page. So from become an agent, there is going to be an action to navigate us to agent page. You can just copy this. So I'm going to copy this app bar, and then I'm going to paste it here so that I will be able to navigate back. So there's an action to navigate back. So I'm going to name this. So I'm going to name the page agent. So let's go ahead and test our app and see how it works. So our test mode is ready. Let's go ahead and test our app and then see what we have done so far. So I'm going to head to the account page, then click on the become artisan. Oh, there's an error. Unexpected null value. Become an agent widget. Oh, okay. Supabase storage. HomeNest. Okay. So what I think can cause this error is because of our Supabase profile value. Yeah, Supabase profile value. The profile value should not be nullable. The profile value should not be nullable. It should as a value. We can give it 0. Yeah, 0. And then the profile value should not be nullable. We can give it the default value should be 0. So we can just turn off the nullable and then save it. Okay, column profile value of position contain null value. Okay, we have, so that error pops up because we have a particular user which has null value. We have to change this to 0 so that it's not null anymore. Then we can now edit the column and turn off the nullable, then save it. Good, it has saved successfully. Now what we are going to do now is let's see our app again and then see if it's going to work. So yeah, it works, but we have an overflow here. We have an overflow. Okay, we are going to work on that overflow very soon. Yeah, and then as you can see, we have a display name ready. We have our profile picture ready. We also have our full name ready, but we don't have our bio. Our bio is nullable, and then the work experience is nullable. We can see all the conditional builder works perfectly, but what we have that doesn't work yet is the profile value. The reason why the profile value is not working yet is because we haven't updated the profile value. So let's go to our personal information, then let's update the profile value. Boom, and then see if it's going to work in the become an artisan page. So it is not working. So let's figure out the issue and know what's going on. First of all, we can get a schema. So once we get a schema, we have an error here. So the profile value from the user role is nullable. It's not nullable anymore. So we have to add the default value to the profile value. The default value should be 0. Then the error is going to go off. Good. Now let's go back to our become artisan page. Let's go back to our edit profile page and then the save button. So let's go ahead and insert the field. We're going to add a field, the profile value field. So we're going to add it. You can just copy this inline function. You can copy everything and then we can paste it here. So let's confirm it. So we can delete this. It's not going to be useful anymore. So this inline function is going to be, so this inline function, uh, this inline function is going to be from widget states display name text field instead of the action output display name text field. Then the profile URL is going to be from the app state. It's going to be from the page state profile image. Then we can confirm it. So the bio as well is going to be from the widget state. instead of the action output. It's going to be from the widget states bio text field. So the work experience is going to be from the widget state work experience instead of the action output work experience. And then the first name is going to be from the text field. It's going to be from the widget state, and then text name, first name. So the last name is going to be from the widget state, last name text field. No. You can copy this action. You can paste it here, and then this should be the last name. The last name text field. When the last name text field is set and not empty, then this should be the first name text field is set and not empty. So we can confirm the changes. Now we have no more error here. So let's go ahead and then test the app again and see what's going on. So we can come to profile information, then save this. Boom, it works. It works perfectly. So let's go ahead and maybe remove some field and see if it's going to work. We can remove this and then remove this. Let's change it. Let's save it. So yeah, it works perfectly. So let's add more. Let's add this again. You can give this Thomas and then save it. We add the first name alone and then it works. Everything works perfectly.